Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to be unboxing the new M4 Mac Mini. This came out a few months ago, and I just got one today. I picked this up from the Apple Store. I got it for $499 after applying the Apple student discount. So I'm going to unbox it and set it up in this video. So it's in this small box that just says Mac Mini. So on the back, covering up my serial number, I got the M4 chip with 16 gigabytes of RAM and a 256 gigabyte SSD. So it's pretty much the most basic Mac that you can get, but since it has 16 gigabytes of RAM and that M4 chip, it should perform really well. So I'm just going to take off these two strips, and we're going to lift it up. And here it is. So it's right on the top. I actually have not watched any unboxing videos on this computer, so this is all new to me. So let me remove this, and wow, it actually is a lot thinner than I expected. I thought it was going to be like a little bit thicker than that. So let's see what comes in the box. Okay, so as expected, there is a power adapter, or a power cord actually. This does have a built-in power supply, thankfully, so there is no need for an external power supply on the ground. And this is, it's a little bit weird, it does not have the two holes that normally come in US power adapters, but yeah, it is just a figure 8 power adapter, so that's pretty standard. And then what else is there? Some documentation, it looks like. Let's see if there are any Apple stickers, if I can figure out how to open this up. Okay, so we have Mac Mini, and this is just a setup guide. Shows you where the power button is, which I'll get into later. And then there is the warranty information and the legal information. And lastly, just a warning about what seems to be coin cell batteries. So I guess that is for the clock, the CMOS battery, I believe it's called. So I'm going to put this back in the box, and we're going to get to the Mac Mini itself. Alright, so here is the Mac Mini. It is covered with some paper film, I guess, to protect it. And if we remove this, there is also some on this side. Here it is, the Mac Mini. Very small computer, so I'll get to that in a second after I put this paper away. Alright, so on the front we have a headphone jack, which almost looks like an infrared emitter, or receiver, I mean. Then we have a LED status indicator light, two USB Type-C ports. On the side there's nothing. On the back there is a figure 8 power adapter. There is what I believe is gigabit Ethernet. I did not opt for 10 gigabit. HDMI, I think that's 2.1, and 3 Thunderbolt 5 ports. On this side there is nothing, and on the bottom there is the power button on the very bottom, which has annoyed some people. I don't mind it too much. I guess they had to put it somewhere. I'm not sure why they couldn't put it on the side like the Mac Studio and older Mac Minis had though, but it is a pretty clean looking computer, and it is very small. More on just a comparison of how small this is. Here it is next to a Mac Studio. This is the original 2022 edition. It honestly just looks like a really small Mac Studio, which is kind of cool. And of course it is going to be a lot thinner than the Mac Studio, and it's a lot thinner than I expected it to be. I expected it to be kinda like up to here maybe, but it is a pretty thin computer, I'd say. My apologies for the worst mic quality, but I'm going to set this up now. I'm up in my bedroom where I'm going to put it, and here it is. I'm going to set it up on the desk. I just have to wire it up and connect it to this Apple Thunderbolt display right here, and these peripherals. Alright, so I plugged in the Thunderbolt display with this USB-C adapter, and I plugged it into the wall. So now, let's find the power button. I guess it's on the left side, and let's power it on. And then over on the Thunderbolt display, so far nothing, but the Thunderbolt display is a little bit unreliable. Alright, here we go. So it's asking me to turn on the mouse and keyboard, so I'm going to flip this off and on, and the keyboard should be on. Maybe I have to turn it off and on again. This is an older Magic Keyboard anyway. Alright, so it now is connected, so I'm going to set this up like I would set up any other Mac. Oh wait, it wants me to pair the keyboard. Alright, so I just finished setting it up, and here it is. It's on the latest version of macOS. There are some settings I'm going to have to change, like enabling right-click, because I currently can't. I'm going to change the wallpaper and install some stuff. But yeah, so that's pretty much the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and goodbye. Alright, lastly, I just finished editing this whole entire video on the Mac Mini, and I'd say this thing has so far actually exceeded my expectations, which is something that a lot of computers can't do. This thing is smoother at editing than my M2 Pro MacBook Pro, and honestly, I'd say it's a lot smoother than my M1 Max Mac Studio. The power and efficiency that the M4 chip has is pretty amazing. I've yet to have any Mac with anything higher than the M2 Pro chip, but my iPad Pro does have the M4 chip in it. This is probably the best value computer that I've ever seen. And I'm not just talking about right now, I'm talking about ever. When has there ever been a computer that is brand new for $499 or $599 if you're not on the education store, that can flawlessly edit 4K 60 video from the latest iPhone and have all these ports, a great build quality, great design, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and not even to mention, this runs macOS, which is fully licensed and everything. I think that for $499, this is a crazy deal. I hope to see a lot more people buying these because I think that it is a very, very good price. So thanks for watching and goodbye.